Hi, Amanda here, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the topic of I know what I have to do, but I'm scared. This has been a theme of my life for probably at least the last year. It has intensified, but probably for longer than that. Is that as somebody who is spiritually aware or who tries to be connected to their spiritual guides, once you become more aware of that, you realize that you're being asked to go further and further into your own vulnerability and go further into the things that make you uncomfortable in order for you to grow and help others grow. And so a little bit of backstory on me, I guess. Within the last year or so is when I really started to awaken spiritually. And this really came from going through a period of just being so confused, not knowing what was going on with me. And really, the external circumstances weren't what was upsetting me. I just felt like there was this big upheaval happening in my life, and I didn't really know how to process it at all. And a friend of mine recommended that I go see a card reader. And from there, I kind of got sent on this journey of discovering who I really am. And when I look back, I realized that I've probably had, well, I definitely have had psychic abilities since I was young. I just didn't really know what that was because we kind of think of it as that's so Raven, like, and then you see a vision, and that's not really what it means to be psychically gifted. For me, being psychic means that you are able to access, you have an intuitive ability that connects you to spiritual realms that are beyond maybe logical explanation. It could come in the form of visions, it could come in the form of just knowing, but in some way you are intuitive. And so my own abilities, I think, first and foremost, I'm an empath, so that means that I can feel other people's emotions. And a lot of times that means that if I'm not careful or I don't know previously, before I knew this was the case, if I'm not managing my own energy field and making sure I'm not taking in too much of other people's stuff, that I can get very bogged down by what other people are going through. Because it's not just that I sympathize with what they're going through, it's that I can actually feel their pain. I also consider myself to be clairsentient and claircognizant, which means that I sometimes just have this sense of I have a feeling and I have a knowing, and I'm not really sure how or why I feel it and know it, but I know it's true. And as far as being clairvoyant, I find that happens more in dreams. So clairvoyancy is having visions and things like that. And that I have found I tend to have more like dream visions and stuff when it's connected with another person. More recently, my guide team has been using more dream messages to guide me on my own path and actions I need to take. But that has been developing a little bit more slowly than some of the other things. Now, I'm sharing this to say that I never was somebody who identified with this kind of, I don't consider myself a witch. I don't consider myself like a fortune teller, someone who can tell the future. That's not what it means to me. I didn't really go looking for this journey. It kind of found me. And that's what happened to me is I discovered that I'm a twin flame. And what that means is that I am aware. A twin flame Twin flame is one soul that's a perfect balance of yin and yang, so masculine and feminine energies, and that one soul has split off into two also perfectly balanced individuals who come down and incarnate on earth. So it's one soul in two bodies, essentially. And like I said, probably 2 years ago, I would have told you that what I'm saying is absolutely insane. But I've just experienced enough in the last year to make me realize that this is really what's happening to me and it's my truth. So I need to not be afraid of sharing it. And also that if we don't support each other on our spiritual journeys, then people are just walking around thinking that they're totally freaking insane. Because I know that's how I felt through, and still sometimes feel through a lot of this journey, is you're getting inundated with psychic and spiritual information and you don't know what's going on. You know you're supposed to be doing something with it, but you're not really sure what you're being asked to do. And it can be scary and overwhelming. And I mean, I've struggled with not being able to sleep because my guide team is trying to help give me information, and I'm not able to sleep because I'm trying to process everything that's going on. And you know, sometimes what's going on in spirit doesn't work so well with what you have to do in your physical life. And so trying to find that balance, I'm still learning a lot of these things. So I share that kind of backstory to say that this phrase, I know what I need to do, but I'm scared. Wow. I think just speaking those things aloud clears a lot of the block. To say, you know what? I'm admitting that I am afraid of what I'm about to do. I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. I feel like I'm throwing this thing out into the dark and hoping for something light to return. Absolutely, these feelings have come up for me over and over and over again. It's like, yeah, I always joke that my guides play the game Crazy or Clairvoyant with me. Like, they send me all these signs and I'm like, okay, either I'm absolutely insane or I'm seeing something that not everybody has the ability to see. And I mean, for me, it's gotten a little bit, it's gotten as crazy as connecting with somebody who has, well, several somebodies who have passed on. So even talking about this stuff, talking about my spiritual journey in the last year, this is a big step for me that I really have resisted talking about publicly and even with some friends, because I never know what people's response will be. And I guess what I'm realizing is that it's not about what the other person's response is, because if this is my truth, then it's my truth and it's who I am. But, you know, it's just one more layer of the do the thing that scares you. And I'm trying to live by what I'm asking other people to do or what I'm challenging other people to do. So what my guides have been trying to show me is that the thing that you want, or the growth that needs to happen, is always on the other side of that fear. So I think the practice here is learning how to realize when these fears come up, and what they mean is that thing you're afraid of is exactly the thing you have to do. Now, this is different from a fear that comes up because there's a reason to be afraid and you should back away from a situation. That's different. But this is the fear I'm talking about, is the fear that comes up that tells you you're not good enough to get the thing that you want, that tells you that nothing ever works out for you anyway, so why try, that people are always going to disappoint you, so don't give them a chance. These fears that come up that are lies. And so what we need to do is break through the lies, is say, I know this is what I need to do, but I'm scared. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's where the power is. You take your power back when you say, okay, fear, I see you, but I'm not going to indulge in you. And I think we can't do this alone. So we need each other we need to support each other through this. We need to realize that with taking these leaps of faith and these leaps of courage and bravery, it means you might fall. It means you might not get the thing that you're going for. But if you have people around you who are willing to catch you and support you through all that, it helps. So we need to start building these communities, and we need to start being honest with each other about what we're afraid of and saying, I'm afraid, but I'm strong enough to do what I need to do anyway. So, yeah, that's kind of what's been on my mind lately, and what I felt like I was being asked to talk about is open up a conversation about, I know what I need to do, but I'm scared. So what's the thing you've been resisting because you're afraid of it? And what can you do today to do it anyway? I'm wishing you all the best on your journey, and lots of love.